Gregory from Alabama says, Charlie, I've been telling my friends that schools across the country are teaching some rather perverse things, but I get pushback saying it's not that bad. What are some examples you can give of how schools have been totally corrupted? Well, look, we don't have time to go into all of them, but there's one that stood out this week, and we want to keep this theme going. We want to keep on building the parents' party and a restoration of the protection of our children and innocent, and the complete and total rejection into oblivion, and to create a stigma around the perverts that are teaching our children. This is a remarkable thing happening in San Diego public schools. In San Diego public schools, they're teaching children that heterosexuality is a system of oppression, and that they should instead become genderqueer, pansexual, or two-spirit. So let me take this a step further, of which Media Matters will try to take out of context, so I'll be very precise how I say this. If they're teaching that heterosexuality is a system of oppression, aka bad, and they instead should become genderqueer or pansexual, how is that not trying to make kids gay? Let me say that again. If the training materials say that heterosexuality is a system of oppression, which implies bad, and that children instead should become genderqueer, pansexual, or two-spirit, how is that not encouraging or pushing kids into a gay lifestyle? We've said that before, and the media comes after you. Oh, that's not what's happening. What the heck is two-spirit, by the way? Sounds very pagan. Play cut 65.
New training materials reveal that San Diego public schools are doubling down on far-left gender theory that teaches heterosexuality is a, quote, system of oppression. The lessons push teachers to encourage children to adopt synthetic sexual identities such as pansexual, genderqueer, and two-spirit.
And it's not just in California. Parents are suing an Iowa school district over their new gender policies that were rolled out behind parents' backs. New rules allow children as young as 12 years of age to choose a new gender, new pronouns, a new name, and the option to participate with their preferred gender in gym class.
That's Iowa. Christopher Rufo writes in City Journal, quote, San Diego Unified is the latest schools to adopt the principles of academic queer theory and translate them into K-12 pedagogy, with the ultimate goal of dismantling heteronormativity, boy, say that 5 times fast, promoting a constellation of new sexual identities such as genderqueer, non-binary, pansexual, and two-spirit. These are publicly accessible documents, by the way, on San Diego Unified School District that reveal the new district's ideology. The curriculum outright teaches the following: that slavery is a system of oppression, and so is heterosexuality. So they are now saying that heterosexuality, a man and a woman being in a relationship, is oppressive, and that the solution is for you to become genderqueer. Now, at times, I think some people get a little ahead of their skis and they say they're turning our kids gay. How is that not what's happening here? No, I mean, I want to hear the counter argument. If they say that heterosexuality is oppressive and they must quote, dismantle heteronormativity, and they want to promote new sexual identities like genderqueer, non-binary, pansexual, and two-spirit, what do you expect from that exactly? This is not a matter of accepting people who they are. It's not a matter of trying to make gay and lesbian kids safe. No, this is an explicit piece of training curriculum at the San Diego Unified School District that is saying that heterosexuality is not they're not saying it's an option. They're not saying it's something you could be. They're saying it's bad. They are now outright saying that a man and a woman being in a relationship is bad. Quote, in the San Diego School District, which, by the way, this is for children, their goal is to dismantle such heteronormative themes and break the, quote, gender binary. Following the principles of queer theory, San Diego Unified has created a program of gender identity instruction with the explicit goal of undermining the traditional conception of sex and promoting a new set of boutique sexual identities. For children, teaching 6 and 7-year-olds about transgender, genderqueer, non-binary, pansexual, asexual, two-spirit. that promise to disrupt the oppressive system of heteronormativity. Now, before we go any further, this is not one teacher who's a psychopath who posted a video on TikTok. This is not one person and one. This is the established training curriculum for the entire San Diego Unified School District. I believe off the top of my head, the San Diego Unified School District is one of the top 10 largest school districts in the country. Can you check that, please, Connor? I think so. I could be wrong. It's definitely top 25. A series of curriculum documents, Christopher Rufo writes, encourage students to study the basic tenets of queer theory and then examine photographs of gender non-conforming role models, including a woman with a beard, a boy in a dress, a teenage girl with gender queer identity, a boy with a tiara, and an infant with a gender neutral baby name. In another document published by the San Diego Unified School District, administrators celebrate, quote, non-binary identities, arguing that, quote, there must be a linguistic revolution beyond gender binaries, including the adoption of the term Latinx, which, quote, makes room for people who are trans, queer, agender, non-binary, gender, and non-conforming, or gender fluid. This is for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. I mean, 7-year-olds, not even 8th graders. Continues, this ideology has shifted into the district's sexual education program. The district points out that teachers can assist in a child's gender transition without notifying parents, and that under California law, minors of any age can consent to pregnancy testing, birth control, and abortion. Minors for abortion. And again, I just wanted to say how transparently insane this is. The left has to be consistent. Why is it that a 13-year-old can get chemically castrated and change their gender and get an abortion, but an 18-year-old can't own an AR-15? Where's the ideological consistency there, guys? So a 14-year-old can get an abortion, but an 18-year-old can't own a weapon. That's weird. Maybe it's because it's about taking the guns away, not about the fact you don't trust young people. Which, by the way, they shouldn't trust most young people. Their brains aren't fully developed. Finally, the training program includes sample questions on sexuality that teachers might address in the classroom. Just a little bit of a warning. If graphic sexual conversations bother you, then this is your warning, okay? Quote, for 8-year-olds, they ask them, is it okay to masturbate? How do gay people have sex? What is pornography? What does semen taste like? In a related presentation, the district also advises teachers on leading discussions on how to use a condom, how to engage in safer oral sex, and safer anal sex. Now, if that offended you, good. That's what they're teaching children at the San Diego Unified School District. If you didn't like hearing that, I warned you before I said it, they're teaching 7-year-olds this at the San Diego Unified School District. Queer theory and gender ideology is in school districts across the country. This is not just San Diego. So to answer the question of our friend from Alabama, this is spreading like an idea pathogen, the likes of which parents have no idea. The agenda of Kinsey, the agenda of money, which is not actual money, but Alfred Kinsey and all of these pedophiles that were the quote-unquote child sexual experts of the 20th century, is to make your children engaged in early, outright, public, unashamed sexual behavior. The sexualization of children is an agenda item of the deepest bowels of the underbelly of what I believe to be the demonic center of the entire movement on the left. San Diego Public Schools want to overthrow heteronormativity and promote genderqueer, non-binary, pansexual, and two-spirit identities. For them, being heterosexual is wrong and awful, and instead, you should become genderqueer. I'm taking your questions. Freedom at